Hey, my Litons. I wanted to come in here and do a quick review of the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special on Disney Plus that came out a few days ago. So, if y'all don't know, I talked about it on my last video yesterday about how Miley Cyrus was doing this 20th anniversary special. And it turns out, according to the special, like initially there was no plan. It's just that people on the red carpet kept asking her, like, hey, so like, it's about to be 20 years of Hannah Montana. Like, what you gonna do, girl? Like, what's the tea? And she was just kind of making up, oh yeah, we have something going on, but like she was saying that she was lying about it. So finally, Disney and them gave Miley a bag to kind of do this 20th anniversary special. So, I started it yesterday and I finished it up today. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Some parts fell flat for me. Like, some parts of this anniversary special fell flat. As someone that grew up watching Hannah Montana, a huge stan for the show, for the songs that were in the show, there was some parts that it was like 50-50. It's like some of it I liked, some of it was just like I could have done without some of this, or some things could have definitely be added, or if anything, y'all could have definitely done like a 3-part, 2-part anniversary special series, like, because I felt like so much was missing. You know what I mean? Like, especially for the fact that when I saw a good amount of the cast show up to the red carpet, obviously apart from Mitchell Musso and Emily Osmond, because especially Emily Osmond has a project going on. Mitchell Musso, I'm not too sure, but I did see that he wrote something on Instagram about the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. So I was just like, why? Like, because literally the only people that showed up on the set for the special was Billy Ray Cyrus, Tish, even though I don't know why her name is still Cyrus, last name is still Cyrus, but Tish Cyrus Purcell, Miley's mom. You had Alex Cooper doing the interview. You had Chaperone coming there for like a cute, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Selena Gomez came there. Who else? Was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. I think that was it. Like, and oh yeah, and then Noah showed up towards like all the way at the end. But like that was really it. And I'm like, where's everybody else? Like, and because the thing is, before I ever watched the special, this thing was being heavily promoted. Like, especially if you went on Twitter and stuff like that, this anniversary special was being heavily promoted. And when I saw everybody on the red carpet, when I saw the girlies, the mean girlies that did the oohs, when I saw Rico, when I saw Jake, I was like, okay, they're all about to be interviewed, they're all about to be on the special. But no, that wasn't the case. And I was just like, then what was the point? Like, what was the point of them coming on? If I was them, I would have stayed home. I would have stayed home if I was them, because it's like, why would y'all have me come on this record if I'm not going to be a part of the special? You know what I mean? So to me, it felt like they kind of just threw Miley a bag and was just like, here, girl, do what you got to do. Because they felt like Miley. And she did pull some numbers. I'm not going to lie. I did just see the numbers on the Hollywood Reporter that it brought in, I think, 6.3 million viewers on the first night, which was great. But, we all knew that. But I felt like a lot was missing, right? So the anniversary special started off with Miley rolling in on a limousine, and I would say it was very, very highly produced. Like, this special was highly produced, and it looked good, like, visually, but you could tell, like, I don't know, there was just some parts where it's like they're definitely going by a script. It felt very, it was just very highly produced. So Miley came in on the limousine. She's backstage on the set lot, and she comes in, and then she immediately goes on stage and she's singing I guess you could say, like, the more adult version of Best of Both Worlds. And let me tell you guys something right now. I was singing along, because I was like, yeah, I was singing along, okay? So, and it's so cool to kind of, and that was one of the parts that I like. It's kind of cool to hear, I guess, quote unquote, Hannah's voice and how matured it sounds now compared to like when you go back to the songs back in like 2006 to hear, Best of Both Worlds. Like you can just hear the difference. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting so old. Like, but she did a good job. Like I felt like the performance was really, really good. Even the mature, like, even sometimes though there's when someone's voice matures, when they sing songs like that are like from like 20 years old, it sounds bad. But I actually felt like, to me, I felt like Miley sounded good for the most part. Like I thought that her voice sounded great. Um, I liked the performance. I liked the design. Everything was just amazing. And hold on, I wrote some notes here, child. Oh, I also want to talk about, if you guys look into the audience clearly when she was singing Best of Both Worlds, you can clearly tell, bro. They brought some Instagram influencers, child. I don't know all their names, but I recognize them by face. They were in the audience, and I was just like, oh my god, y'all are so corny. Like y'all could have brought some like, and of course there were some people that were like genuine, but like there were some Instagram influencers, some YouTube influencers in the audience that I noticed there, and I'm like, I get it, guys trying to bring the viewers, but it was too obvious for me. It was too obvious for me. But other than that, I did like the performance. Yeah, so we get into Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper comes in to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's some people that felt like, oh, why was Alice Cooper the interviewer, blah blah blah. I think she did a good job for the most part. For me, she was a fan of the show. Like I said before, I personally felt like the cast should have been there. Like the entire cast should have been there. Like to be interviewed and to talk about the experience so that it can flow. But like it felt too, okay, like these are the questions. These are the questions. Okay, let's talk about it. And I get it. Like Miley was trying to be very spontaneous with her answers and try to be silly with certain things, but it was like, okay, this was nice. This was nice. So we went from there, and then we went to Tish. Tish comes in, and they talk about how Tish, who is the mother of Miley, the impact that she also had on the show, on like the outfits and things like that. So, and you could tell like Miley, like, and we don't talk about Billy Ray, but like Miley's very, very close with her mom. Uh, she even cried at one point when speaking to her mom, while they were talking about like the outfits and like kind of reminiscing about season one of Hannah Montana. And I remember even Alice Cooper talked about the wigs in season one and that sort of thing. So, which is really, really cool. From there we had from there we had Selena Gomez. I didn't mind this actually. If y'all watch Hannah Montana, Selena Gomez was the villain, I guess the antagonist in the show. Like she had like a few episodes that she came in, and her name was Michaela. So that was really cool as well to see her and to see her. It's funny, like they brought in Selena Gomez, but they didn't bring in the guy that played Jake, the guy that played Jackson, Rico, the two mean girls that were mostly on the show. But y'all brought in Selena Gomez that was there for like a few episodes to talk about Michaela. You know what I mean? So that's where I was just like, okay, like y'all trying to be funny. But yeah, it was nice seeing Selena Gomez on the show. And then from there, Miley sang "This Is the Life" and "The Climb," which are two good songs. Oh, and they also talked about Taylor Swift in how her impact on the Hannah Montana movie and "You Always Find Your Way Back," which is one of my favorite songs of all time. From like as far as like a Hannah Montana song, "You Always Find Your Way Back Home" is one of my favorite songs of all time. So they talked about that and how like that was kind of like the beginning of like Taylor Swift kind of popping off from there. And they talked about the hold down, throw down, and the dance moves and that sort of thing, which was really cool. And Alice Cooper asked about, oh, well, who was the best boyfriend for you, for Hannah? Was it Jake or was it Jesse? And Miley said Jesse. I mean, she said Jake. Yeah, she preferred Jake. And I'll prefer Jake too because Jake was there from the beginning. So I will prefer him too. Um, and then after that, and then we had Chaperone. Let me tell you guys something. I just this could have been given to this that part or something, whatever. Y'all could have brought Jackson and y'all could have brought anybody in to do that part. Like, we did not need Chaperone's input. Okay, we get it. You were a fan. We are all fans of Hannah Montana when we were younger, and then Chaperone went to bring up the fact that, oh my God, Miley, like, you were attacked back in 2011, 2012, no, 2012, 2013, and I'm like, and then they try to make it seem as if, like, oh, like, and then Chaperone was like, you paved the way for someone like me, whereas, like, I can basically wild out and I won't get the same kind of criticism like how you had. And I don't know, like, first of all, I think we need to be, and maybe this is my own opinion, but we need to be honest. In 2012, 2013, that's when Miley Cyrus was going through her "We Can't Stop" phase and the twerking phase and the VMA phase. So it was a lot, especially for me. Like, seeing, and of course, I get it. People need to grow up. Especially these Disney kids, they want to outgrow the whole Disney phase of their life, and they want people to take them seriously. But the way Miley did it was just, it was way too aggressive, way too in your face, and it felt like an act at that as well. So it felt like she was trying too hard. That's why she got the criticism that she got. I always say this: the best model, to kind of go from like a Disney phase to, okay, like, I want audiences to start taking me seriously, and the audience starts to kind of follow me up there into adulthood, is Zendaya. Period. I personally feel like the way that Zendaya, her career trajectory, and how she kind of it was so strategic and so calculated in the way that she, okay, I'm leaving the Disney phase, now I'm gonna move on to the Spider-Man, then I'm gonna move on to Euphoria, then it was very, very smooth. You know what I mean? And you could tell that her team kind of understood the assignment with that. And in the situation with Miley, it kind of became a situation where it was like the inmates were running the asylum, and that's why Miley got the criticism that she had. So I feel like the way that Zendaya did it was very, very smart, and people kind of now accept, like, okay, like, Zendaya wants to do a Euphoria and do a Spider-Man, like, she can do that. Whereas with Miley, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, you're getting this short term kind of like buzz around you, but then you ended up leaving the hip hop stuff and came back to the country stuff, and now it's like you talking about something, you don't want to do that anymore, and it becomes like, okay, now you're a culture vulture. So anyway, I know there might be some Miley fans that might disagree with that, but whatever. But yeah, Chaperone try to, but then again, Chaperone got her own issues, so I really don't care too much about what she has to say. Um, so yeah, Chaperone came there, and then this was the part where was she talking about? Okay, so Billy Ray Cyrus. I was happy to see Billy Ray Cyrus come in. I was happy to see that he was going to be a part of this special. Listen, because I knew that there was some issues behind the scenes back, like, a year, 2 years ago, between Billy and the kids. So I was just like, you know what? Like, I hope the family gets back together. I hate to see, family feuds, and especially with family feuds that we grew up watching. It's like, nah, I don't want them to be fighting with each other, or there to be. So it's like, it's good to see that Miley and her dad are on good terms. I will say, like, watching them, like, you can kind of tell that, like, they're still kind of repair. It's still fresh and new. You know what I mean? Like, they're still trying to work on that relationship, because you can tell, like, Miley is way more closer to her mom than to Billy Ray. So it's like it still feels a little bit fresh there to me. And that's why, like, with their scenes, personally, it felt very highly produced. So I just felt like, it was good to see them. I wish that maybe even the guy that played Jackson could have been there too, for, like, especially for the part where they were reading certain lines off of the sheets of paper. So but yeah, like, and they showed the parts where They showed the parts where how Billy Ray was auditioning for the role, Miley auditioning for the role. They even talked about how like, Noah was kind of like the sacrificial lamb. Anytime where they needed a kid to play a scene, they had Noah come in. It's crazy. Okay, and this is the petty part that's going to come out of me right now. This is the petty part. I'm not going to lie. Miley's veneers, like, Miley's veneers and Noah, bro. Like, and I talked about this about Noah in the past. Noah looks older than her own mama. Noah looks older than her own mom. Like, what is going on with Noah? Can somebody help Noah out? What's going on with the baby? What's going on with the baby of the family, Noah? Why is Noah out here looking like Jigsaw? Like, oh my gosh, like Noah really, she looks botched. I'm sorry. And then Miley got the veneers. It was like almost like her teeth about to pop out. I don't know what kind of work too Miley got done in her cheeks or something. I don't know. She got something done. There's something, it's like something is kind of, but I can't tell. But her teeth look like it's about to fall out anytime she was talking. So I was just like, can y'all guys get some braces at least? Like, what, and then let the teeth look natural? But yeah, but y'all getting all these veneers, whatever. That was just like the petty part of me. Because like, anytime I see Noah, it's like, oh. But yeah, oh my gosh. It was good seeing Billy Ray. Another person who I wish they could have at least brought in to kind of, I know Dolly Parton wasn't there, but like Brooke Shields, they could have brought in also Brooke Shields to come in, because remember Brooke Shields played Miley's deceased mother in the show. But like she'll come back like as a what is it, like a ghost or imagination, whatever the hell you want to call it, like an imagination or a ghost. Like they could have brought Brooke Shields in to talk about like, okay, like what did this role mean to you as like a maternal figure that isn't there for Miley and such and such. Like I would have loved to see that. And I definitely think, listen, what is Brooke Shields doing nowadays? You don't know what the hell she doing. She definitely could have found time to come in to talk about her situation. We definitely could have used that more than Chaperone. So, I don't know. I felt like there was a lot of missed opportunities with this special. Like, and just talk, like, especially with the cast, to talk about their perspective and their roles. And, like, it's just a lot. We needed more. Certain things, we could have cut the fat out. We needed a little bit more lean there. And I don't know, the special kind of felt flat for me. Certain things I liked, certain things I didn't like. The performances were good. I wanted to talk about my top 5 Hannah Montana songs. So I wrote here, I said the Best of Both Worlds is my favorite. Second is You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home. Ordinary Girl does not get is just due. I feel like Nobody's Perfect too is another one that doesn't get its just due. Like, that really was the song that really made me be like, okay, like, I need to embrace my imperfections and, like, and kind of raise up that self-esteem. And then Life's What You Make It. That's one of my favorite songs from the Hannah Montana album. But yeah, like, I think, Best of Both Worlds. And then she's saying Younger Me as well, which I thought was cute. But I definitely like the adult version of the Best of Both Worlds song. I thought the choreography was really, really fun. And I know people talk about reboot. I don't think Miley's gonna do a reboot. I think she also wants to kind of leave this behind. A part of me feels like she wants to leave this behind because she tried so hard to run away from it. And I know she's trying to kind of embrace that and to be grateful for her Disney roots, but I don't see her doing a reboot. And then on top of that, like, I don't know. They could have also brought in, like, when they did the crossovers with, like, she talked about how she dated Dylan Sprouse. Like, bring in the Dylan and Cole Sprouse and Raven Simone, Vanessa. Like, bring them in to talk about the crossover episodes. Like, give us. Like, we could add so much. We could add so much from this episode, but whatever. It is what it is. You guys tell me, how do you guys feel about this? Personally, for me, I give this special a 4.5 out of 10. Yeah, 4.5 out of 10 for me. You guys tell me how you guys feel. Did you guys watch the special? How do you guys feel about it? And please subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers. And I talk to you guys later. Bye.